Good day and welcome back to another DB Legends video. In this video we're going to be taking a look at the Goku and Bardock tag Legends Limited characters and basically, just how good I think they are, my build, everything you need to know. So they're a pretty interesting unit. They're definitely a high volume damage dealing unit. They've got blast armor on their strike attack. They have some key restoration. They're a pretty good combo unit. They nullify health restoration effects with their special attack, and also they seal enemies' special card art. So they have quite an interesting kit build, to be honest with you. It's actually very similar to the green Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta and Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta and Goku, who also are pretty, or at least when they first came out, were a pretty interesting looking unit. I don't know how well they've aged, but these guys could be interesting. They do bring a new mechanic, and that new mechanic is, I would say, quite good. It's kind of a health restoration effect, but better. So with the health restoration effects, kind of the big thing that affects you when you hit 0 is obviously you restore health. But when you restore that health, generally speaking, people can still combo into you when you have that health restoration. So, like most of the times, you get the health restore, but you get pretty much nailed down afterwards. What happens with Goku and Bardock is basically they can't be comboed down after they reach 0. So they gain an indestructible effect. That indestructible effect essentially makes it so that when they do get comboed afterwards, they can't receive any of the damage, and then they'll restore their health up to 50% with that, which is pretty good. They do have some cover change mechanics, but one thing I will say is they do feel a little bit squishy. Could be my build, I won't lie. Definitely could be my build. I've gone for a more offensive kind of cut on them. I also don't have all the necessary Zenkais you probably want maxed out, so we are missing a little bit of percentage on that side. I also only have them at a 3-star, so there are some caveats, I'd say, or some mitigating factors, but I do think that they feel a tiny bit fragile, kind of similar to Frieza and Goku when they first came out. So Frieza and Goku when they first came out felt good, but felt a little bit fragile, and these guys feel the same to me, but I think their new mechanic and just their overall kit kind of makes up for it a little bit, at least on the surface level. Now overall I think they're pretty good. Obviously Bardock into Goku is pretty interesting. The Saiyan tag is fine. Saiyan as a tag is pretty interesting, I would say. Obviously you can run them as lead, and with the new Legends limited ability factor, they can do some pretty good stuff. Here you can see some good damage from them. Obviously the more they fight, the better the damage gets. And they do have no restoration effects when they tag switch, so they don't gain vanishing gauge back. It's one limiting factor, I will say. But I'd say overall, for me, they do pretty well. I wouldn't say they are bad in any way. I think they're quite good. I think a lot of it's going to depend on how well you use their, health restoration effect and just their overall capabilities. You can see the blast armor there coming in for an advantage. You can see Goku switching in the heal. So there's definitely some really nice aspects to their kit. And I think for me, I'd probably say overall they're a top 10 unit for sure. I think a lot of it's going to depend on your team build, and I think obviously you might want to consider boosting up their defense a bit, because they do stack their attack a little bit. So the more attacks they do, the more combo they do, obviously the more damage they kind of do. So that is something that I will say is pretty important, and does definitely affect how good they look. But I think overall for me, they just, they feel good, they play alright. There's definitely a little bit of skill involved, well, I'll say a little bit, but skillful players will be able to use them really, really well. So, there is a nice kind of element to them. I think they're well designed. They don't feel super autoplay, but they also feel at the same time like you don't need to be the best player in the world to use them, and I think that's the right way. There's a couple small things that you can always do to improve how you use them. For example, with their green card, you definitely can use that to combo in way better than you will have seen me use it in this video. For example, when the characters are into short distance from you, it will be an AoE knockback. So Vanish stepping in, using your green card is a great way to kind of begin a combo. Same with if you manage to obviously catch your opponent unawares. With it, you can also disrupt their combo, which is pretty good. So yeah, I would definitely say that it's a really nice green card that can be used to kind of kickstart a really good offensive maneuver. At the same time, they do some good damage, so they are reliable from that aspect. The healing is also pretty decent when they switch, but obviously their switching is not so straightforward. So for a lot of Switch characters, switching is actually quite simple. Like, you generally speaking can switch fairly rapidly, I would say. Like, you can switch your characters with general ease, but with these guys it's definitely not the case. You can 100% not switch. Like, you will have periods where you just won't be able to switch in Goku or Bardock because of how they fill up their switch gauge. So it's not the end of the world, but it is definitely it's part of understanding them. Like, Goku and Bardock will both be out on the field a bit more than you usually would expect with a tag unit. So yeah, but aside from that, I will say that they just feel pretty good overall. I think they're really nice. I don't think they're game breaking, but I do enjoy using them, and I think they're a really solid addition. Are they super hype? I don't know. The Game Originals tag is not something that I feel is abstractly broken. Them being Game Originals feels a bit weird. Maybe over time that tag will be more beneficial in the long run, being a Game Original character, but I think right now it's kind of a whatever. Game Original doesn't mean too much. There are some interesting free-to-play options to boost that tag, but I don't actually think it's like a runnable team. You don't even have 6 Z-Boost members for Game Originals, so it's not something I would openly suggest to people. But yeah, outside from that, really good stuff. Fun unit to use without being ostensibly broken, and at the end of the day, I think a good kind of fun unit to really just enjoy using and playing around with. At the end of the day, I think for the most part, them as a tag unit is more than fine. I think they're definitely a top 5 unit in the game. Maybe top 10, probably top 10, I would say, definitely. But we'll have to see how they go. But yeah, that's basically going to be it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like, and I will see you guys in the next one. So, bye.